Hi everyone, I'm really happy to be back and I hope you are all well. And first of all, I really wanted to wish you a very happy New Year 2023. I hope that this year brings you lots of joy, lots of love, lots of lightness, abundance, or whatever you need really to start off the year 2023. And I'm really happy to share with you the energy forecast for this new year. And as always, I'm just going to talk about, what I perceive in the now. So of course timelines can change during the year, but I'm just going to talk about what I perceive at one given moment, which is the now moment. And first of all, I'm going to share with you the image that I got for 2023. So the image that I got was one of a rocket taking off. So I was like, okay, so this is a good start. And actually what message came through was really that we are going to have a very a kind of acceleration, a very quick one. It's true that a lot of people have been talking about this kind of acceleration since quite some time, but for me it's really going to start in 2023, where we are really called to start moving much more quickly, and things are also going to move quicker and faster than before. So we will get hot under the collar, I think, because since now, we've been in these purging years in the through the collective. So maybe we were walking, then we were trotting, and now maybe we need to gallop. So that's really that came really strongly forward. And the other thing is that the rocket that I saw, so there's this fire underneath the rocket, so that's also the fire energy, but it's not going to take off in 2023, because in 2023, especially in the beginning of the year, so maybe the first half of the year, we are going to start building a very solid base, whether it's within us, but also for us and for our lives. And very solid foundations, and that's really the key for 2023. So the rocket is not going to launch in 2023, we are going to build the launching pad for the rocket. And that rocket is going to take off a bit later, so 2023 building really strong and solid foundations. Then by the end, let's say mid or end 2024, there's going to be a very radical shift there in energy. When we are going to perceive ourselves and feel ourselves, we're really going to feel that our vibration is completely different, much lighter, much less dense. And there's a kind of radical shift also with the collective. And then 2025, that's when we are really going to that's the first step into the new earth, the new world, and the new era in a way. And then 2026, we're going to be a year one, so it's a new cycle that begins. So that's really like the new era that starts officially. And now we are just, in these very pivotal years where we need to build all these solid foundations for that. Especially in the beginning of 2023, it's really these foundations that are going to be laid, and it's almost like we are cooking in this pot, So things are cooking, we're stirring up things, and the energies are going to move within us, and things are going to radically change also around us. And in the beginning of April or mid-April, I would say, then it's like there's this new energy, and what was within will go towards the outside. So it's almost like we take off the lid and we start serving the soup, And so this energy that we have built inside for all these months will come out. And I also wanted to mention that, of course, we've been through these massive collective purges these past years, and I know that when I speak publicly, there are a lot of different people who listen, so maybe not everyone is at the same evolutionary stage, but I know that a lot of you have already experienced all this purge, and we have been doing that also in 2022, where we were really cleansing a lot in our lives, whether it's relationships, whether it's a new job, transitioning in different areas in our lives, because a lot of people also, you know, disappeared from our lives because like suddenly we change our vibration and we don't match with these people, so they just step out of our life, you know, very rapidly and quickly sometimes and unexpectedly. So that's in order really to be able to clear the slate clean and really start building these solid foundations that are pivotal for the next years to come, which are the pivotal years, the transition towards the new earth. There will also be this widening of these two realities, different realities that are coexisting on earth. On one side we have the bearers of the new consciousness. That's why we are really called to lay solid foundations in order to build this new world now. And on the other hand, we have other parts of the collective which are not completely ready to wake up. And among them, there are people who will either wake up later. There are people who will actually merge with the 3D matrix and technology. And then there are also people who will actually leave, who have, you know, ended their incarnation on Earth and will actually leave this Earth plane and will go to a different plane or a different dimension, which is also matching their vibration, and because they are no longer a match to the vibration that we have on Earth, which is of course increasing. And there are also more evolved souls that will leave the Earth plane and they will continue to help us, you know, from from the beyond. And so many souls will also, you know, leave the Earth plane in the coming year and the coming years. I also wanted to mention that I know that some people, they give out really, you know, dark predictions for the future, like really it's the apocalyptic predictions. But I just wanted to say that if you listen to someone and it actually generates fear, then maybe it's not serving you, you know. So for me, when I look into the future, I see a very bright future. I see something very beautiful, filled with light. And these are the timelines that we need to focus on, not the other ones. And it's, you know, apocalypse is now, actually, you know, it's not later. We are actually experiencing it right now. And apocalypse means revelation. So that's also going to continue into into 2023. And especially a lot of information, a lot of truths are going to come out that will directly impact the collective, which hasn't been so much the case these past few years, because it was almost like, you know, like alternative news or things like that. You can just see what happens with Twitter right now. It's quite interesting what happens with Twitter, and a lot of information, a lot of truths will continue to come out, and it's gonna be quite shocking for the collective. So, you know, when it's shocking in that way, we can also, as empaths and light workers, feel it. And we definitely also felt a lot of things from the collective. Just a week ago during Christmas, there was a very heavy energy, a lot of sadness that came from the collective. So it's not because we are ascensioning, it's not because we become, you know, lighter beings, let's say, that we don't feel what the collective feels sometimes. And that's also going to continue in 2023. Just a word about the astrology, because I always talk a little bit about the astrology in my forecast videos. So what is quite surprising for 2023 is that we have a lot of slow planets in the signs of Earth or water. So for example, we still have Uranus in Taurus, then Jupiter is going to enter Taurus in May, we still have Pluto in Capricorn, and we'll have also Saturn passing from Aquarius to Pisces. And we also have these eclipses coming up. So total solar eclipse in April in Aries. Then we have a lunar eclipse in Scorpio in May. And then in October we have two eclipses, one solar eclipse in Libra and one lunar eclipse in Taurus again. So it's really interesting to see the Earth very present, and it certainly also validates what I've just been saying about laying the solid foundations and also considering the material world more. And that's also a very important message of this video, I think, is that very often people who, you know, they think about ascension or, you know, they're on their spiritual path, and they tend to think or feel that because we are becoming lighter and lighter and more, more lights, that's exactly what we are becoming, then there is no material world anymore. Which is very far from the truth, actually, because we are still materialized. We are incarnated, which comes from the word carne, which means, the flesh. So, of course, we are going to integrate all of that in the flesh. It's like we are going to embody all that we have absorbed from this light and from the subtle realms into our bodies. That's also beginning with, building these solid foundations within and then also without. So that's a very strong message. It's really to consider the material realm very strongly and also grounding ourselves even more in 2023. And grounding certainly helps, to stay stable and to stay centered, especially when it's quite chaotic all around. So I also did a tarot. I just picked one card in the tarot, and I asked the question, because I also really love tarot, what is the energy for 2023? What major arcana, embodies the energy for 2023? And actually what came out was the Emperor. So again, this is a very strong validation of what I just mentioned in this video so far. And the Emperor is the number 4, which is the square, which also relates to stability. And as you see, he's sitting down on his throne, and he has this kind of scepter in his hand. And of course, the Emperor also relates to the masculine energy, which means taking the intuition and what we perceive in the spiritual realms and actually turning it into matter through creation. And that's represented by the scepter that he has in his hand, where he takes, he's kind of streams in the energies from the universe and he puts them into the material realm. So this is also a very strong message for us to find the stability in our lives, to be grounded, and also to have a very solid base. As you can see, he's on his throne, he's seated on his throne, and he's very strong on his throne. Also, what is really interesting is that he's actually looking backwards. So we could say, oh, but he's looking towards the past. But for me, he's not looking towards the past. He's actually contemplating all the spiritual journey he has traveled, till now, and he's actually sitting very firmly and strongly on all the lessons that he learned through all that he has been through. That's a very strong message for us, especially what we experienced these past years, especially what we experienced in 2022, is that we have now learned the lessons and the initiations that we received, and we can now build a solid ground and solid foundation on all of that. It also talks about masculine energy and so responsibility. So it's also, pointing towards the being responsible with our lives and also what we wish to manifest and create in the material world. So it's really interesting to see that, everything, kind of is into the puzzle falls into place every time I do these things, and it's I just love it. So that's it for the 2023 forecast. I hope this was useful for you. I really hope that's going to help you also to navigate the energies of 2023. Of course, there's still going to be a lot of, very electric energy going on. So really, I recommend more than ever before to ground yourself and just see yourself as a tree. And, you can't grow if you don't have these very strong roots that go deep into the earth. And that's what we are really called to do during this year. It's to really ground and, and be solid and start creating and really building this new world. And this is going to be really the momentum also for the coming years. And a lot of beautiful things are really also on the horizon. Take care. Sat Nam. See you soon.